is a lot better.
Well, we're gonna find out here. It's a matter of seconds as we're loading in now.
If they okay, we're gonna go under the assumption this actually is a mid THD. The biggest red flag I can see, yeah, it makes your mid lane matchup so much better, but it makes it so you don't have Laguna Blade online around the same time as Duel,
Prepare for
which is a huge way that you're going to be getting dual kills until Morphling gets an Ethereal, which is going to come out very late in the game. Seneko does spot out the ward. Yep. Nice easy D ward.
I mean, you're so casual about this, man. Like, wait, I've seen a little bit of off-lane Jakiro, and then of course there's a support role, but mid?
Again, Navi adapting.
It's just the matchup.
They said, screw this Lina matchup, I don't want it. I'll take that THD we were going to run as a support. Like, I really do think that was their thought process with the Clock Legion, and I think that was the thought process with the THD Lina. They didn't want to run THD mid. They wanted to run Lina. And then you find it's... Go ahead.
Well, why do you keep saying THD?
Oh, sorry. It used to be called Twin-Headed Dragon. Jakiro
oh, okay. That
yeah,
makes a lot
sorry. Dota 1, every hero had 2 names. So a lot of us that came from Dota 1 still have the old names like ingrained in our head. Like Potom is Potom, not Marana. To all of the old players. THD,
I know most
same
of
thing.
them. I actually haven't heard that one.
That's because you never see it picked. No one plays this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is Jakiro's other name. I will try to call it Jakiro.
The battle begins.
Yeah, it's just adapting to what situation they were put in. And I hope this works for Navi, because this kind of drafting style was popular for a little while, and I love to see it. Because you never know who's playing what, where it's going. And if they can win a couple key games off this, any game they play in the future, this becomes a risk that other teams have to consider.
My only concern, I love the matchup idea, and you said the reacting and everything, is that this doesn't feel like a Dendi like hero. This is a playmaker, right? Like, you would figure you want to give him that playmaking hero.
Oh, just you wait, man. THD mid can do lots of damage. No, we'll have to see what he goes. If he goes Veil into Yules, he actually can solo kill people.
Yeah.
It does a ton of damage if you just basically Yules them, lay down the Macro Pyre, lay down the Ice Path right before they come down. And you can do like 800 damage.
Poshka, he was sitting up here without actually any ability for a while. Now he actually does get Nature's Guise, and we use that to invis him, but they do have a sentry, and yeah, they're gonna see him. Sneaking on in, gonna open on a Viper, but just says hello. Rubik's too far away, so yeah, how about this aggressive duel lane as well?
I'm very curious in the way they're handling this. They're just using these nukes to trade off last hits. Like, whoever can nuke the creep wave and get a last hit does it, and their goal is to shove this under tower and bounce the creep wave back to them. Now the wave's going to come to a more favorable position than it was. They're probably going to try to do it again here shortly, where they're just going to spam spells, push it under tower, and then bounce it back.
Yeah, you can see the screen right there with that sentry, but they're going to be pushed out.
It's awkward. Lina can't do anything right now. She's a support who took Q at level 1 instead of stun. So it doesn't have any stun potential to try to save general if they do find a clean initiation. But with the poor mans, we know a hard Legion can be the kill.
How is this middle going? 8 and 5 Jakiro, 4 and 1 TA. So far,
it's a brutal matchup for TA.
Poshka actually starting to get a little low. Careful himself, but standing their ground. Rubik's rotating in the middle. Oh, the perfect timing with the courier.
Radiant's courier.
And he's gonna take it out. And I believe that was okay. It's only no. I thought it might have been a bottle, but still, no tells it.
Dendi's so healthy in this lane. He just wants as many items to push his advantages as he can. Losing that will set him back a little bit. Not the end of the world for him, but nice courier kill. That's a lot of gold on the Empire side.
Bottom lane, Pycat on the Morphling. Of course, going to have a good time with those Faceless. He doesn't really have too much to be worried about down here. Clockwork's roaming back in, but yeah, even with Clockwork, it's like the cogs aren't going to be too useful in that case.
Yeah, it shows how confident Ghost is down here. Opting for time lock over extra points and time walk. So taking the stun increases his jungle potential, but also makes him able to put a lot of pressure on Morphling. A couple bashes and he starts to chunk.
Terrorblade gets hit by the LSA right there. Running down, but Chappie just walks back to the tower. Meanwhile, Train trying to do this jungle stack over here, but the LSA will land. Now Tree Protector puts the living armor up. Is it going to be enough to stay alive, though? The first blood potential. It's not going to be in visit time, and Viper will get credit for that first blood. So good start for Navi.
Yeah, and I want to see Viper getting as many resources and kills, levels. You really need it to pair with the LC. And this is how they're offsetting what I was worried about. I said I was a little scared Lena's level 6 was going to be way too late past LCs. If you just lane them together, it's a lot closer.
Commander. Just up there, you're obviously not too worried about the treant. But this Jakiro, oh yeah, even with the slight behind because of the null talisman being held off another 15 seconds before the courier's back up, he is dominating here. This middle matchup, 23 and 15 now. And he really, TA hasn't even been here for a while, I've noticed. TA's basically kind of given up in a lot of ways up the middle lane.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. Hand it over to Rubik and let TA generate. She can't lane. You have to try to meld out liquid fires, and if you do that, he just dual breaths. And it's so brutal.
Level 3 liquid fire now. Doesn't have ice path just yet, so not going to catch anyone necessarily, but understandable being that the early laning phase here. Not looking to be getting kills this time. But you mentioned the early Veil pickup. Is that something you just absolutely expect to see here?
If you're going to run mid Jakiro, I think it's mandatory. On support Jakiro, probably not. You have so much magic damage. Lina, Clock, even Morphling early game, just a ton of magic. I mean, Legion's been maxing overwhelming odds lately too. That's a lot of magic. So, yeah, it's just a huge buff to your whole team. The one thing that's going to be an interesting back and forth to watch is who Viper though.
Yeah, Viper's definitely trouble. I mean, I'll say, but kill for Chappie.
So this is the thing, they can't let mid fall here. You have a tree and protector. If you let a tower fall, then you're really just, yeah, that's insanely bad for Empire. You have a tree and a tower just fell at 5 minutes. And not to a 5-man rotation, to a single Jakiro.
Playing with Bushka, kind of behind general right here. Going on to Chappie, but okay, they're actually doing plenty of damage. Bring out Viper. Spin around, but Bushka running at top. We're going to get the open on a general. He can by himself doing protector, not really the biggest threat, and they're going to take advantage of that actually. Going to go right back into him. Out comes the Dragon Slave, the overwhelming odds, but living armor supplied. Barely stay alive there, but yeah, he's having trouble kind of being a solo support for the Terrorblade. Quite a lot of aggression he's having to deal with. So, meanwhile, Viper picks up the Bounty Rune also. Yeah, he's level 4.5, so like his progress is pretty strong here. Something's being delivered to Denry. It's the full Arcane.
It's Arcane. Yep. Basically, the lane gets a little more dangerous once you pick that T1. So he's going Arcanes either A, so he can group his team, or B, because it makes his jungling a little cleaner. If you have the extra mana to constantly finish that dual breath, you can actually jungle fairly okay. FN's like, I'm almost out of jungle camps, guys. Can we get a kill up here while I'm here?
Yeah. It happened. Poshka's maybe dying though. Living armor comes in the last second. General, you gotta be careful not to overcommit because port's coming in from Rubik, and TA is nearby as we talked about. But he is gonna fall back, and after rotation, that's gonna lead to not much.
That's twice they were one auto from killing him, and after living armor, they just said we can't.
But you know what? They're drawing attention. They're freeing up more space for Jakiro, if anything, and then I guess Pikehead at the bottom. This level 6 here is going to run over 2 Faithless. Going to go at it off to the jungle top lane with Poshka.
Smoking Bendio.
Oh, actually, Gustic, okay, he was going after Morphling. Yeah, General now is in a bad spot here. King R has the lift ready to go, going to lift him out. No tool just yet. The overwhelming odds takes out the one though, and the LSA lands on both. In fact, King R's in trouble. He'll barely live, one auto attack away. No, here comes the Dragon Spread trying to take on Chappie. Chappie gonna be stopped by the battery itself, and he will fall. And now King R, it's his chance to fall as well, General. Oh, Dragon Slave misses, but it sets up a victory, so it actually almost works out in the end.
Yeah, he just got 6 off the TV kill too. So getting a dual win, the second you hit 6 there, and you're gonna get a tower. Like 3 kills in the tower, Navi is firmly in the driver's seat.
Structures are fortified.
And your Morphling, again, he's doing just fine at the bottom lane. It's not like he's being locked down or anything, so... That's good news as well.
Dendy's switching this up. He realizes the position they're in, that the tempo is entirely there, that Empire can't defend these towers. Gonna just go on mech and try to shove this game down Empire's throat. They just want to group and try to end this, like, relatively now.
Their early game presence is very strong, of course, and you got heroes here, you know, their offlaner, in fact. Faceless Void is one that wants a bit of time before he's going to have a very scary impact. Dendy top lane. He opened up. I don't know if he's too worried about dying right here, especially with LC nearby. In fact, Chappie's opponent needs to be a little careful. So does Poshka, and now comes the Macrophire, the duel on top. Down he goes. Here comes the Chronosphere, though. First one of the game, Jakiro taking some good damage in the midst of it, and end up Will falling action. So that's got to feel good for Empire. Taking him out, but now down goes King R, and Faceless Void in a somewhat bad spot. He doesn't have time walk for another couple of seconds.
And none of the damage is really going to come on. Snake is here for him. Catch him out of this shot.
Force out the trend at least. Close to Navi. Then going down, but yeah, you're right. Goes into that buckler, so the neck now going to be next in line here.
Well, he's almost there. He needs a couple hundred more gold. Recipe is going to start to take bot tower now. And the big thing in this...
Yeah. They catch him with that Sentry Ward to get another auto attack off, and then a Rocket Flare comes in from Seneko. Finish the job.
The question mark here is, what do you do with high ground? Like, if you're going to push all these towers so early, it makes it very dangerous for the farm.
I didn't think Clockwork was going to die right there, so I kind of went off of it, but he ends up dying to the TA. Just watching them push the bottom lane, talking about the Morphling here, but... Yeah, he was going for the boundary and a pretty aggressive play on Seneko's part, and happened to run into TA. But yeah, I'm with you there. That's what I was kind of trying to think too, and it's almost like they're stuck with a Morphling, right? Where he doesn't necessarily fit the theme of what they're going for overall, this early push, early aggression. But
yeah, I mean, I don't think this was supposed to be the theme of Navi's game plan. I don't think they wanted to be this aggressive until the 20-ish minute mark, maybe a little later. But with how strongly Dendy dominated the lane, what else do you do?
Oh, the spell still gives away. He's here, the Macrophire's put down with the Ice Path, and Rubik is melting away. As a result, he will go down. Faithful's not going to save him in that case. Gostic, no Chronosphere for another 25 seconds.
He did secure the dream, though, man. He got more. So now he has 0 admin. Ton of health.
Catch Faceless Void, but it'll be more than 5. Doesn't have his time dilation just yet, but I was going to say earlier about the idea of Faceless and what should we expect in terms of a build from him. He's going the early Vlad's at least.
Yeah, something like Vlad's Blink into maybe like Diffusal and Maelstrom if he gets to that point. And they just need good chronos. You're playing damage in the TA and the TD.
Under attack.
General really wants to find a kill with this brand new Blink Dagger, though.
We kind of saw the last Chronosphere, by the way, the first one that they even used. If meta's not up for Terrorblade, it's pretty bad. So you want to make sure, obviously, you're doing a synergy there, but at least he has meta up or ready to go when you do use a Chronosphere.
That helps, and that's one of the reasons why you can actually position Chronos super well to the point that a melee person could hit someone from the outside if you have Blink and can get in there and line it up properly.
And up here, LC. Nova Pushka's nearby. He's just out of the sentry range, though. So close. He's going to get an Observer Ward, however, so something out of it. Have another one on him. Pushka open. Yeah, Gostic is coming over here, right? He does have that Chronosphere willing to do it. Maybe trying to save the tree protector. The tool comes out, but the Chronosphere put down. And down goes Lena, and now Legion Commander. It's going to run out, but here comes Clockwork from the party. Play with a hook shot, puts the Cox up, and now LC's dead. And Seneko has to make his way out, so a double kill in favor of FM, actually.
That's a big tempo kill. It's going to slow down this push a lot. TA accelerated her farm a ton with that. Already has Blink, very close to one of the 2 Mithril Hammers for Deso. And that's exactly who you want that farm to go to. When you group and push a bunch of towers, it's fine. As I've said a few times, you lose XP, you lose a lot of XP, but you gain a lot of gold. And with the way rebound mechanics work in Dota 2, you get gold based on the net worth difference between the
Dire's
teams.
middle tower.
So every one of these kills is super valuable, and you're already even-ish on experience. So that's huge as a momentum stopper. That can absolutely be the rebound they need.
It seems like it for sure could be. Now, Dendy has the mech here,
Dire's
and
middle
is being
tower
joined by the rest of his teammates who are smoked up behind him. He's just going to act like solo pushing, but obviously that's not the case. And without a Chronosphere, I don't know if Empire's looking to really commit to a fight.
Yeah, it'd be difficult. You have overgrowth, but that's not actually a stun. That's just a root.
He almost got Rubik right there, but stays far.
I can't win on Midas.
Yeah, it's like about 3 minutes.
You already know you. I mean, I guess these are insurance, right? They don't want
Exactly. I think it's a 4-1 strat. That's what I was getting at earlier. It's like, you know what? You have that, it's called insurance policy. We're going to do our thing, push objectives, push towers, try not to fall too far behind, if anything, as a team, if anything, be ahead. And then by the time you join, you know, you're so far ahead yourself individually, so. That's what they're definitely committed to at this point, and it kind of makes sense, because that goes back to where Morphling feels out of place.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him go Iron Talon. And not because of the extra damage it gives, but because just the raw jungle speed you get out of an active. It can accelerate his farm quite a bit. I'd say as much, if not a little bit more than Midas.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Hero pushing it out, working on a solar crest even. Point, so gonna try to enhance some damage and also protect. Maybe Force Staff seems like it's always going to be useful. Hell, against both sides. Clockwork on one side and then Faceless on the other.
Force Staff's are super good for it. Even when he has a before it comes down. The cast animation's not the shortest. It's like a Slaughter Crush, basically,
Dire's
the amount of time
bottom
it
tower
takes.
is under attack.
See? 1300 gold saved up. He's going to be found by Poshka here. He does have throws as well. Gonna open with that back.
Meta's up as well. They should easily get them.
Rubik, he's going in with that waveform that he stole from earlier, apparently. Now he steals the overwhelming odds. Damage, press the attack. They're committing a lot to this, and they are going to get it in the end.
Whoa,
There you go. Yeah, the hook shot. Now falling back, but they almost want to take this. Denny's. Let's get away from the TA trap. If anything, he has a mech fire, but the Chronosphere gonna catch him. Has that mech. Will he get it off in time? No, the lockdown's too long, and he will fall. You do see Pycat is up here, but again, it's really in the best spot to be fighting right now. Himself, they get the tool off. 1-1. Chronos, well, that would mean the Faceless Boy, that is, actually gets taken out. So they get a victory in the end. And they want more. Maposhka gonna be found. The LSA missed, though, and Lena will get nuked down quickly. TA jumping back in. So Navi overstaying their welcome for sure. And now Pycat, he's actually in some trouble himself. Gonna go that strength. That's the attack. He'll be fine.
Yeah, you're deviating from your game plan for Navi. It's gonna happen that some people are gonna get hit sometimes. Rewarding needs to try to mitigate that as much as possible, but you can't play Empire's game. If you want to fight into Chronosphere after they've already gotten a pick, A, you're insane, and B, you're not doing what your lineup is meant to do.
Jackpot.
It's on paper and everything, and I love the idea of how they were, you know, adjusting, but yeah, the execution seems a little off as the game has picked up here. And it keeps going back to the Morphling, feels so out of place. Now, he almost does have that Lincoln Sphere finish, but that's not even the scary point. As you mentioned, the shotgun build, the F play, that's where at least he'll start being a little more relevant when it comes to being able to assist for some kills. But they're going to try for a Roshan here.
Should be pretty obvious. They just cleared the field. But maybe Empire just wants to give this up. They still run a Chrono for 40. So not feeling comfortable without it to take a fight. I'm curious who they give this to.
Well, there's that actually, yeah. Do you really give it to Morphling or maybe even Tinty?
That's the problem. None of them are super high value. In general, I guess. But it's just strange. Yeah. None of them are really high value. If Dendy's going to get picked like that, he's going to be that aggressive. Maybe it did need to go on him. But wow. And don't get me wrong, Navi can take this game fairly late if Pycat keeps scaling. Morph is filthy. You can always replicate the TV or replicate the PA and get a ton of damage off of him with his ult. But really, he's only going to be able to kill one person. The shotgun build is only going to eliminate, more than likely, TV.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Agility right now going to the bottom lane looking for defend, but he needs to be careful about getting jumped on actually. Running back from TB. But still hanging around, still in that meta form. So recent team has plenty of support nearby, including
Look at the
TA.
damage.
Dire's
That's
top
2 hits
tower
from
is
nothing.
under attack.
Oh, going up here will catch him now. He is shifting over to that strength right here. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not. Too much raw damage coming out. TA in the back line. Travel good landed by Faceless Boy. He uses the time walking time. And he gets all the health back that he just lost. At least I feel Tree protected with a dual victory. But minimal response.
Yo, Tree has to be so happy with that. It was going to be Gostic that got dueled there. The Overgrowth just barely kept LC out of range. And stopped that from being a much better dual target for Navi.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's slipping away from Navi, because again, it goes back to, as you stress, Morphling is by all means a hero that will scale and has that potential, but
He died.
that, and I go back to this and this Jakiro pick. As fun as it's to see something different, again, the idea that it's not really a Dendy here, it's not this snowbally hero, this one that's going to be able to kind of take over the game while you buy that time for Pycat. You know, they have the 4-1 strat as a team, sure, but even that, they really haven't been able to make the most effective as the last 5-6 minutes even. They're trying to make a gank here on the middle lane and make it on a Rubik, but dare I say it's just a Rubik? He didn't see the winner in the end.
It's a Rubik with, yeah, it's a Rubik with a dual win at least. That's something. Pycat's kind of seeing the writing on the wall here, deciding there's too many cores getting too big. Gossip's got like a couple kills, TA is just massive. And TB is the one he would go shotgun for, so he does have a Mantitude up instead, a way to break out of the Overgrowth. And that's, I mean, that's going to kind of make this weird. I don't think Pycat's going to be relevant on this map for a while. Like, he may get kills, he may do stuff in team fights, but he's not going to be the reason they're going to lose this game.
Well, they do kill the secondary tower bottom, and so to be fair, Navi has cleared out all the outer towers at just over 20 minutes into the game, which is pretty good timing. So, in that perspective, they are actually doing pretty well, and overall, they do still have that net worth lead, although it's dipped quite a bit. They had up nearly a 4,000 peak early on in the game, and the experiences favor the Dire side.
Now the question's always, now what? You're trying to push high ground against the tree. Can I get up in here?
Love it killing the FN. We're back close up initially. The duel's up. They're gonna play Nuke even. They might not get the winner, but if they get the kill, that's what matters. They do. And that's a streak stopper as well. Look at that. 555 bounty bonus for General. So that's definitely a key kill.
Yeah,
for Navi.
he needed it. He was starting to struggle. He got that blink at like 11, 12 minutes, and the blade mail just came out before that kill.
Dendy. No lane here.
So good.
He's tanky, man. Solar Crest, blade mail, mech.
It's not showing. Okay, I guess all they see is Pycat top, so they have no clue where the rest are. Now they're going to see General. Shortly they should see Fiverr. Then they'll have a better idea of what's actually going on here. They'll know that all of Navi is in their jungle.
Gonna retreat back to the base pretty safely. So Maposhka basically playing vision for them, but Ancient's going to be stolen meanwhile. You see that F blade, or at least the Eagle Song into the Ghost Scepter being queued up now. From Pycat here.
Fiverr needs to learn how to use a backpack. He dropped his arcane boots, or dropped his wand to arcane boots, or arcane boots to wand, I'm not sure which of the two. And anyone that's played against a Riki or a Bounty or a Tree in solo queue, especially when you're playing like Axe, has gotten their Tranquil stolen or destroyed at least once. Like, just use your backpack, it's so much safer. Like, the Tree was standing right there, you could have just walked up and bashed him and taken it.
The idea, of course, that it puts it on like mini cooldown can be a little frustrating, but
it's like
when you are going up against the Invis, it's something that, yeah, it's to be safe than sorry kind of scenario, yeah. But let's see if that comes, them or not. Did hear the
so
HSP.
after, yep, and after FN's death there, it does have the BKB up. So you've got some core items coming online here for Empire, BKB on FN, and the Blink on Ghostic is now online as well. So they've got better chrono positioning off that, and this is going to be one of the make-or-break fights in this game.
Blink. The middle lane. King Clockwork on a King R, but he lifts it up, push the spin the back lines, catches LC. Actually, is just coming in for a kill up here. Seneca, though, yeah, takes just that damage. The Chronosphere essentially, prevented them from continuing to go in, but Laguna Blade now in the face. He's going to get the time walk off again. Yes, he can. He's going to be fine. Ice Cap. Noah catches Terrorblade, and Terrorblade is a sunder at the last second, though. He'll stay alive for the time being, but he's still taking some good damage. Pycat going that strength. He has that Ghost Center if need be, but he doesn't even need it. Takes out the Terrorblade. Down goes Tree Protector as the Macropire burns through him, and at least TA gets away with their Refraction Blink Dagger combination. But beautiful fight for Navi as a team. And you now see Morphling is starting to be a little more relevant.
He's getting there, and that E-Blade's going to get closer and closer. And that's the point where any duel becomes an instant kill. Like, you just shotgun someone, Lena presses R, and you have that amp damage from the hero. It's going to shred through any one person. And really, it all comes down to Void's chrono. No one was there to follow up. If you're not doing damage in the chrono, you're not going to fight.
It's just a zoning tool at that point. Yeah, I'm sure that can be useful, but definitely want to be able to take advantage for that offensive pressure. The time that Dilation popped in the midst of everyone, but I don't think they really care too much about that.
It locks Dendy out of Liquid Fire, which actually kind of bad. It slowed the power play just a touch.
Bycat is falling back. You see Terrorblade porting in, and Bycat on the run going to actually Ghost Scepter himself right there. And he's trying to keep them off as well.
They got the tower. That's all they wanted. They wanted to commit to that hard enough that it wasn't going to be at 200 HP. Tree could have folded it. And between Dendy's Liquid Fire and the one lone catapult just beating into it, barely able to get that.
Tide is money.
Now and what's the shrine?
Yeah, what this does is unlocks other things for Navi to do. They were kind of stuck waiting around for Roche until that team fight, and couldn't really get up the hill. But coming off the back of those pickoffs, able to grab the tier 3. Now the shrines are unlocked, which is scaled nicely with the Roche on fire. Like, when you're running one of these tempo, super push-heavy lineups, that's what you want. You just need something to be
doing. You got Clockwork, the Hanamitis, and gets his own medallion into a Solar Crest, actually. So they are going to have a couple of those here. And Jakiro picked up, who just finished a Lotus Orb, actually. Wow.
That's what I was just looking at. So, A, it gives a lot. That's a good thing, especially against this lineup. But the only real thing you're going to be noticing is going to be Sunder. So he's just going to be waiting until TB gets low, throwing the Lotus on whoever's closest to TB and decent health, just to try to stop the Sunder effect. But that's a very targeted item. I think something like Shiva's would have just been better. Like, look at that the lineup against Empire. Shiva's insane.
We're going to open on a Morphling down here. Again, going strength, though. Has a Ghost Scepter. PD again. In that case, and yeah, they fall back. So that was a pretty ambitious move for sure. I mean, Faceless was nearby, so they're hoping for a big Chronosphere.
Once he goes full strength, though, he's at like 4,000 health. What's the intention to kill him? What's the damage right now?
Boom! There he goes.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, that's the situation that Empire's going to run into.
Get Terrorblade low, sunder him offensively, and then possibility. What is this about? Maposhka's running down Bycat, so yeah, he's just basically keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, he's a mobile ward. That's all they've used him for most of this game.
You know, with that Yule Scepter herself, picking up that item again. This is a support Lena. There. Got the cast range talent, and see her in this case especially, you'd expect to get the respawn time.
Yeah.
Hero, no, not Jakiro. Rubik actually just got a Blink Dagger being delivered out to him, so the potential to get better spell steals here. He does have a press the attack currently. Oh, never mind.
Well, the go-do stuff is 4 part is over. We're now in full 4 Protect 1. Pycat has deep blade up. This is where everything you built is just to defend the You've got double Solar Craft stuff, Lotus Orb, even a Mac. You have every tool you need to try to keep Pycat alive.
Roshan going down, so Aegis now on Morphling.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
with that
attack.
F-Blade finished, he has definitely become a scary target. We knew could potentially happen. So Navi, the one's up 1-0 once again here in this best of 3. Towards the third game and gonna attempt to do so behind a smoke ink right here. Bottom lane. Oh yeah, they're gonna run into each other. Better openings, Nico will get lifted up immediately. Solo right there, but out comes the Cogs. Better tell, he's gonna stay alive for the time being. Goes through the back lines, but not really doing a whole lot on top of that once again. Clockwork may eventually fall with that Crimson card even coming up. But now LC running in and looking to find that target on who he wants to duel. Can't find anybody just yet. Pike in the midst of everything else. He does have that strength coming in. But again, he has an Aegis worst case, so if he does die, he's not really too worried. Rubik is gonna be run down. Off to the side over here, the TP's coming out. I mean, that was a lot less casualties than I expected for sure.
Yeah.
1 for 1.
Yeah, Pycat wanted to E-Blade the Morphlings, or the TV so badly, but there were so many images. He auto-attacked each of them once, and he's like, this is taking too long, and just turned on Rubik.
Yeah.
Just quit trying to figure out which one was real. But this should be Navi looking to pressure this tier 3. Aegis still up, and they have a replica too.
That Crimson guard pickup from Legion Commander, man, this is a heavy physical team, so really give them even more sieging presence. A lot of these aura-based items on this team, and more fling. Press the attack, going right for the range tracks at least. You have to start to push back TA, and there we go. Range tracks down, now focusing on the melee. I mean, everyone's up, just a matter of if they want to go in. No Chronosphere though.
Yeah, how good is. There's so much back to
Radiant's
Pycat.
top tower is under attack.
Everybody bought an item for Pycat. Solar Crest from Clock. You've got, I mean, Yule's defensively. I'd imagine Force Staff next for Lina to push him out.
Yeah.
And press the attack, Crimson Guard, back, Lotus Orb. Everything is just Pycat, go ahead.
Overgrowth coming up in about 10 seconds, and again, the Chronosphere, though, the big one is 30. But just like we mentioned earlier, I mean, even the last fight, the Chronosphere, unfortunately, going to follow through. They're going to hope for that this time around. He jumps in, but it isn't up just yet. Great Protector got hook-shotted, but he's able to back off and lift on Seneca right there. Melee rack, still got full life, but now they're going to start focusing it. And again, the initiation from Empire is just so lacking right now, at least. But 7 seconds on that Chronosphere. So if you're Navi, yeah, think about backing up here in the near future. Not going up right there. She's gonna throw herself in the air, and she will get picked up. LC puts a duel up on the Rubik, though. But LC is going to be locked down, and the meta form of Terrorblade ripping into him. And gets him taken out, actually. Clockwork. He's going to be lifted up once again. Stole the conch right there from Rubik. And he will fall. So Jakiro and Morphling do get out, at least.
Yeah,
But eventually they hold.
they split on the back, which gave Rubik a way to get in. He's got a Blink Dagger, so just Blink lifted one on Biver, and then got dueled, but then the rest of the team was already there. And Pycat and Dendy were nowhere to be found. Dendy was already back farming, Pycat was trying to get out. So, hey, Empire helps.
Tower is under
Well, they
attack.
still have Chronosphere, and that's going to be
Radiant
key as well.
structures are
Moving
fortified.
forward.
Meta is down. That's a big thing there.
They're going to hold what's... This is still a tier 1 tower. They've only lost 1 tower on their side as well. So yeah, I mean, Navi is so far ahead when it comes to objectives here. This game. The Empires, they're really going to need to do that off the back of winning a big fight, and they attempted to right there, but couldn't even get the tier 1. By the time Navi's reset are going to go, the hook shot trying to maybe get baseless, unfortunately. Couldn't catch up to it.
The TA Bloodthorn is going to be big. I'm assuming that's what this is. Once you get that Bloodthorn up, you can potentially silence Morphling before he gets Strength Morph off, which makes him super vulnerable, because he's running all
Let's
Agi
burn.
going into these fights.
Yeah. BKB, 10 seconds to go on Terrorblade.
Mapushka scouted. They know he's here.
Catch him though, that's a different story. Sentry's put down, he is
He's
in
in it.
range. But they didn't check.
Didn't quite make it up the hill.
Saw the trap, he's like, ah, I'll be satisfied with that. And they're pushing middle though. Aegis is still up.
Dire structures
With the TA
are
up,
fortified.
this does do some damage.
Oh yeah. And advantage as well. They definitely nuke on TA, and now they're going right in for the melee racks. Their Chronosphere catches one in the background, at least Jakiro. You also catch LC. Jakiro, though, he is pretty beefy, man, and she shows it off as the Crimson Guard goes off right there. The Metaform with the BKB from Terrorblade, but he's not doing nearly enough damage. He still has Center, putting in the right clicks onto Clockwork, but again, this Crimson Guard keeping everyone alive. They finally kill Clockwork, and now it looks like Navi is yet again going to start retreating, but the Root catches Jakiro. Jakiro Macropart, he tried to put it down, but he gets lifted up just before, and he too will get taken out. As the rest on the run, General be next. Dash him. Yep. To get the open, but Feel not gonna lift. There's the end.
This is super troubling. Super troubling for Navi. Pycat didn't get any substantial damage into that melee rack, and didn't even get chronoed there. Tree bashed him right outside of the chrono he was going to walk into. So a little bit of saving grace for him. TA got scared, backed up right after that, but didn't kill anybody. E-Blade combo was essentially useless, and if you don't have any damage on that, you don't really have any damage.
Got a mixed style now, and he has a butterfly queued up, so the idea of the right clicks are starting to come out for Morphling as well, but it's getting out there, no doubt. That's probably going to be needed before they can actually be that threat of pushing into the base and finishing off that melee racks, because the supporting cast around him, yeah, they don't have that fallback as well. They don't have that secondary core, you know. Even LC sure has potential with a scaling, but not really, because he went the Blade Mail into the Crimson Guard, as we've seen, very useful, but it's not an offensive tool. So it really is all in on this Morphling to be that absolute carry and finish this game. And yeah, even his items aren't necessarily screaming, oh, he's dealing plenty of right click here. So
yeah, honestly, I almost want LC just to go Ags. So the Ags effect on LC extends the duel duration by a long time, but the big thing is it makes it so you can only do damage to each other. You can't take outside damage while you're dueled. And I want him to go that and just try to find Void. You just find Void and blink duel him no matter where he's at, and neither of you are going to die during the entire duel duration. Which means they're not going to have a chrono for a long time, like 7 or 8 seconds. And that should buy enough room for Pycat to actually be hitting buildings. That needs to be their goal at this game. It's not how do we win a team fight, it's how do we get Pycat enough space to click buildings.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting idea, but if you're, again, with the way he's running the LC, and kind of would make sense, actually. That's that key tool.
He's not going to kill anyone in duel. And if he just blinks in and tries to duel the Void without an Ags, I could absolutely see TV with 4 images just running on him. Kind of trying to blow him off.
Yeah. Hero has the recipe for the Shiva's guard right here.
And the plate mail. He literally needs like 500. Did get the double stack off. This should be within 100 kills.
Takes it from my part. Yeah, I mean, his armor's ridiculous. I feel like it's getting to a point where it's a little overkill. Is that a thing? Like,
it is. I
really
mean,
stacking that.
He's at the point where you're starting to get diminishing returns in the amount of armor you have, but there's no magic damage coming out of Empire. So if you're going to build defensive, this is the only thing to do. He could look to go an Ag and just lay down the landing strip of the Macropyre. Makes it last forever, makes the AoE bigger, and try to just use that to lay it down to where Pycat's hitting buildings. But I think we're still kind of seeing echoes of him not going Veil. Because they have good magic damage, but it's starting to really fall flat. That, or
just even more, we mentioned the Force Staffs earlier, or even something like the Scythe, you know, to get more crowd control.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It does seem like, yeah, he's maybe getting a little too defensive right here. Minority, that aggressiveness is lacking of sorts.
Yeah, and Navi. This kind of map position is not where Navi wants to be. Because if they're getting pushed in, then Pycat can't hit buildings. Your creep waves aren't there. But Navi, or Empire has to be a little bit careful, because if they try to take a fight down here, Pycat's just going to bots top and delete that tower. So Empire taking it very carefully. They kind of noticed that, backed up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Rubik running away from that train right here. He's going to be fine. He's building an axe himself. Kind of interesting depending on what he steals.
Yeah. I don't mind it when there's no, like, core ability. There's nothing he's deliberately looking to steal. So you go on Ag, so you can just click somebody, grab a new spell, and use it. It gets you a lot of versatility in fights.
Empire's gonna choose to evade once again, so Roshan, they would love to do it, but it's not just yet.
Empire with Empire has a slight edge on rush control, just because of TA traps. They're gonna know the second it spawns, and it's a super spawn. Almost one of the latest it can be. So it'll be a little while, and it's gonna be a little dance around the Roshan pit, because it's eligible now. So both teams are wondering, how long is this gonna be? We can't lose vision of it, especially Navi. If they lose this Aegis, it's really bad.
Go running up. Jumping right here. Popsicle's up to the press the attack. This is the hook shot, however. LC's still going in. He's going to get the duel off on that tree, but he doesn't really have any follow-up, so not nearly enough damage. There's Blade coming out. They really want that kill on him and Poshka. They're going to get the kill, maybe. Living Armor keeping it alive. But meanwhile, back here, the Chronosphere comes up, and they get the lockdown on Morphling. Morphling is dropping in the midst of this. He's going to stay alive. Goes up there on himself to be tanky enough. Now, you see Clockwork going back in. They did get the kill on Treant, and that's so far the only death. Make it Rubik as well. He drops his Trampolina. Will also go down, though. Force right there. FN is caught by the ice path, and there's going to be a big follow-up. Do they have the damage to take him out? Absolutely. TA goes down. Roshan's up in 18 seconds. They're hoping
That's
it's up now.
Yeah, they're just going to take buildings. Okay, does more Silver replicate? Yeah, they're going to just run this middle, try to get this middle max. At the very least, force a TA buyback, and then if they get the buyback, they're going to turn the Roche. This Faceless Void's so close to his Aghanims, that severely reduces the cooldown on Chrono. They need it badly.
There we go, with the Rex. Going for it. And port. No, they're not going to pop it. They might have gone for that right there. But it's going to be using at the top lane, perhaps. Tier 3 pressure now. That's Morphling, pops the man style. Gets more damage out. Has enough gold or just about there for an Ice Scotty, by the way. Gonna put himself here. Still wants that tier 3 buyback though in a TA, so yeah, there's the getaway now for Navi.
Yeah, that's what they really wanted.
Definitely accomplished. Yeah, they take out the middle man there finally, and they get the buyback out of TA. So Navi, a beautiful sequence. Roshan is up, so here comes the key fight now.
Empire's feeling the inevitability starting to be within their grasp, where we have 3 scaling cores, they have 1.5. Like, they know if they can just stall out long enough, keep items progressing and not lose too much, the game will eventually be there. So it's a chess match for Navi. What can we get out of them? What resources can we take? And giving up this Roshan would be a critical resource to do. Fast.
Put down, but it's going to be a steal. Chronosphere in the back lines. No steal to be had. Roshan goes down. No Aegis pickup, though. Finally, FN picks it up. But again, no follow-up with that Chronosphere. So now they come out. Trying to jump once again. Clockwork. He's taking some damage to the Terrorblade as Faceless jumps in, but he's going to be tooled on up, and they will get a winner for the LC. Macrofire's put down. Chappie in the midst of it. He's going to BKB TP out. Do they have a stopper? They do not. And he makes it out in time. The Faceless Void, the only one to die. But again, they get the Aegis onto TA and get out of there. And at least looking to reset for now.
He bought the eggs though, so he doesn't have buyback on Void. That's like a 9-second stun. Not literally, it's like 4.
It's still a long stun. He is fine there.
That's the other side. The other side to Morphling. If building this super hyper carry build, if he's running away in full strength and you're just one hero chasing him, you just press stuff one. Kind of laughs.
Going in. Taking it insane, but not tanky enough. Lena just dropped right there, but they force BKB out of TA. This will be a tieback, remember. Doesn't have it. The timer's still up. Rubik, he is going to go down right there. TA is going to be told she is going to die, and she will be resurrecting for with the Aegis. Okay,
they have ice pack for her. She's going to die. No, she's just dead again.
They did not catch it initially. They did it, actually. So TA's dead for 105 seconds right here. Terrorblade takes that F-Blade to the face, but
you have an unmeted TV and a Chrono to defend this. That's it.
They're just going to have to do a very defensive Chrono right here, if anything. Terrorblade, in fact, he's being gone out to perhaps save him. Time dilation comes out. There is that Chrono. They lose Tree Protection off to the side. They do catch Morphling. He is dropping somewhat himself, but it's not enough. Out comes the Lotus Orb. He gets lifted up, but now he's going to go. The F-Blade on himself, and now he's looking to return some damage. LC press the attack. First buffs, or debuffs even, gets that regen, goes back in, gets the kill on a Terra Blade, buyback immediately. This is a last-ditch effort for Empire. Navi trying to finish game number 2 and take the series right here. And it looks like they're on the verge of doing so. The mid Dendi Jakiro is going to end up working out, very likely for Navi. The duel comes out, Faceless is dead, and the Ancient is dropping, and GG, well played. It will be official. Navi takes the series and moves on to the game.
Holy shit. They won with the THT mid.
They did. And you know what? We gave them a little bit of crap there for maybe overdoing the defensive side of things, but they waited it out. That mid game was definitely starting to look a little scary for them because of the lack of damage, but their game plan worked out in the end. They were
really did. Yeah, no, they used the forward core to shove every outer tower before Pycat even had to look at the game. And then once he got to that full carry morph status, really just, they found openings. I don't want to say that alone was enough. They found Empire at critical point. Killing the tree there before the Roche fight actually happened, forcing Chronos to use super awkwardly. That honestly was just a brilliant chess match won by Navi.